All praises to the Most High, because without the Most High, this is not possible. All possibilities come through the Most High. I thank Him for His blessings, His love upon my children, dear children, my family and friends, and all my loved ones. Welcome to How Can I Help Speak on this channel, and this is Murphy. To my Murphicious and Murphettes, and to all my sunlights, to all viewers and subscribers, blessings. Well, I come across a video earlier and I want to share it with my viewers and subscribers, some of who may not see it yet or heard about this incident. Now, what it's about these three young ladies. One of them is Bob Marley's granddaughter. Apparently they were somewhere in the States. Wherever they were, they rented a house, finished with the house and moving out their stuff. Neighbor called police. Well, I said give thanks and praise unto the Most High that it didn't turn out in one of them everyday shooting that we always hear going on. But anyway, the neighbor called the police. 7 police cars. 7 plus helicopters. I want to play the video. You can see it. Leave your comment after. Alright? If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, do so now. Take your friend's phone. Subscribe to the channel also. Alright? So let's get to the video.
Bob Marley's granddaughter got an Airbnb in Rialto, California when she went to go see a music festival out there. It is a Southern California town, and her name is Denisha Pendergrast. And when she checked out, as soon as they started bringing their bags out of the Airbnb to the car to leave, to go back home, the police showed up. And one of her companions, whose name is Kels Fife Marshall, posted a video. Here's some photos of the incident. We do have a video of the incident as it went down. Let's take a look.
Look at this. So we're leaving right now, or Airbnb?
Can't leave. Pulled out of the car. I don't do Instagram Live, but the police are.
Joke, man.
There's like 3 black people stealing stuff.
3 black people stealing
Like
stuff.
breaking into the house and taking
No,
Stealing
we're
stuff.
taking our suitcases out of the house.
Right, they said like luggage and stuff.
There's
So
3 black people in the neighborhood, of course.
it's possible, but like I said, you never know.
It's not possible. That's what's happening.
Right now.
It's
I
not.
mean, listen, I understand, I get it. You guys are all trained investigators. We're doing it. We're doing it. It doesn't happen as fast as you guys come up with the ideas, though. Okay?
That's what we're trying to say. And that's
I
why I'm so
understand what you're
annoyed.
saying. I
Because
understand
guess
what
what?
you're
It's about to get cleared up. And you guys are going to feel so sorry.
There were more photos of the incident, which we have, but here's a little bit of what was posted on the Facebook of one of the people who was there. She said a neighbor across the street saw 3 black people packing luggage into their car and assumed we were stealing from the house. She then called the police. At first, we joked about misunderstanding and took photos and videos along the way. About 20 minutes into this misunderstanding, it escalated almost instantly. They said there was a helicopter. They locked down the neighborhood. What do you
Can
guys
you
think?
imagine that?
7 police cars and a helicopter. There is no way that's standard operating procedure. I don't buy it. I mean, there were these different statements coming out later about, oh, we were just doing our job. We don't know what Airbnb is. This is like the way we normally handle things. There's no way this is the normal way to handle things.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this incident is illustrative. I wrote down the word and I still misspoke it. Of 2 things. One is the excessive response from law enforcement, because I've seen that, but also married to a widespread culture of anti-blackness that not only seeps through law enforcement, but also to the neighbor, who was the one who called the police.
As soon as they see a black person,
Yeah, absolutely.
they call the
That
police,
neighbor did
which
call-
is
was
so
the one who
sad.
called the police.
Right, Right, and there have been episodes on television about this, like This Is Us, about the black character taking his father to each neighbor so people knew that he wasn't somebody that was strange in the neighborhood. And so this is why black folks have to do this. And I heard also from people who use like Nextdoor app that they've seen crazy things posted about a black man walking around.
Yeah. I live in the South Bay of Los Angeles, which is, it is super white. It's like really athletic, beautiful white people all around. And I wonder why my wife wanted to move there. It's just because everyone's so goddamn gorgeous. Anyways, but I'm on the Nextdoor app, which freaks me out in general because you're just telling everyone where you live and what's going on in the neighborhood. But it is so much like there is a man walking around in a hood. He looks suspicious, and then you look out the door and you see, oh, they're just saying that there is a black person in the neighborhood. And I will say that in neighborhood, I've lived in all kinds of neighborhoods, but like the ones that are spectacularly like insanely white that have so little going on, the response is always disproportionate when it's a person of color. And there's just so many cops that have nothing to do
of course.
They rally. Now, I think these cops here, the clips I have of them talking, they seem more frustrated with the process that they have to go to than anything else.
Do they have to call the helicopter, though?
I don't know. And that's the thing, is in these situations, it seems like everyone always hides behind this procedure when it seems like there are intuitive things everyone can do when they look around and go, oh, you guys, the cop who was in charge of the situation essentially said, I don't know what Airbnb is, and then made them pull up their receipts, their confirmations, and even when that happened, the person was so unfamiliar with Airbnb that he just said, like, saw these, was like, I need to bring the neighbor over to make sure this is what the owner looks like and is named on the confirmation.
Okay. I don't know if you're going to get to the owner.
So go ahead, did you have anything for the owner?
Okay, so the owner of the house is Maureen Hernandez, and she has said some things that I don't think really gel either. She kind of supports her neighbor who was across the street and called the police on them. She said later that if the kids had simply smiled at my neighbor and waved back and acknowledged her and said, we're just Airbnb guests checking out, none of this would have happened. But instead they were rude, unkind, not polite. Okay, listen, they don't owe anyone a smile or a wave or some kind of token to show that, hey, I'm acceptable, I deserve to be here.
Right.
You know, and if that's what it takes, that's a stupid barrier. Anyone can smile.
Right, and I don't believe that. I don't believe that they wanted just a smile.
Right. I mean, literally, what corroborates this is that the police is heard on tape saying 3 black people stealing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
3 black
So
people
they already
stealing stuff.
identity tagged the situation, and then
It could
on
have
top
been
of
worse.
that, they made a
Could have
really
been worse.
ridiculous, egregious assumption that they're stealing because they're bringing out their luggage after they're done using their Airbnb spot.
I've never robbed anyone, but I sure as hell wouldn't use luggage.
Right. Well, so I think
When I got robbed, someone did take my backpack and put all my stuff in it and left with it. I'm
Okay.
Yeah, but like a luggage is much more conspicuous.
But
Like if
you know,
somebody's
I mean, yes. I think that is a little bit past the original things that are like very obvious of
Well,
what's going on.
I just want to also mention, first of all, I heard you say this in the hallway. This is America. I wish we had a clip of Childish Gambino's video because we could just play it in and it seamlessly looks like a very similar situation. But also the response from Rodriguez, which was the host, was that this is a very diverse neighborhood. It's not all white people, so I don't know why she's leaning on this race card situation.
Come on.
You know, this is the thing. This is what people have to understand. You don't have to be in a white dominant neighborhood for anti-blackness to exist and for law enforcement to have more of a predatory presence in that neighborhood either.
Right. I mean, just to say like, oh, there were lots of non-white people. How could we possibly have any prejudice against black people? It doesn't make sense.
Right.
But there's a step in the middle. That doesn't make any sense. How many times do we have to see black people just living their lives, being normal, and everyone else around them freaking out and accusing them of things that they were never doing and calling the police? I mean, we have this coming after the Starbucks incident.
See this thing here, people? The color of our skin. Sorry about pausing the video. The color of our skin will forever be a problem to others. I don't know if they're jealous they don't have it. I don't know what it is. Because I've seen a lot of them go to the tanning salon to get the complexion. But this is not something that you go to a tanning salon and get. This is something that we were born with. This is how we are. This is how we are. Just like how that's how they are. Why can't we just live and just be free and enjoy the sunshine, the cool breeze like everybody else? Because no matter how they try, you will never get rid of black people. You cannot get rid of black people. The root is already in the ground, perennial. It comes back every year. It's constantly keep going. We ain't doing nothing. 90% of the time we ain't doing nothing. Just want to live. Get a job, go to work, can afford to buy a car, a house, like so the other people do too. Let's finish watching the rest of the video.
Right.
A man just standing in his own backyard or sitting in a car at Walmart. It's insane. This is America.
Waffle houses as well,
Waffle House.
getting rustled up and really
Over a
aggressive.
plastic spoon.
Right, and I just want to throw a historian's tip. There's a really great book on this called Condemnation of Blackness by Khalil Gibran Muhammad, and it goes over like a centuries-long history of how black people got to be criminalized for just driving, walking, or existing in America.
Yeah. Airbnb is just such a specific instance of something much larger that's happening. I very much agree with that. And Airbnb made statements about it. They said Airbnb suggests considering whether you should notify your neighbors about your plans to host, along with your plan for how to make sure your guests are not disruptive. They did say what happens to our guests is unconscionable, and a reminder of how far we still have to go as a society. I think there are two things that are happening here. One is the obvious, like, racist overtones and the things that we report on this show all the time, from like severe, egregious, obvious life and death instances of racial profiling and discrimination to things like, I was just carrying my bags out of my Airbnb and I now have been caught up by the police for 20 minutes, an hour. And this is a really terrifying situation that is all the same problem.
Thank God they
And
want
also
some
end
trigger
up
happy
in a
police
fatal
wasn't there.
situation.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, the police, they did release, eventually there was discussion of whether they were going to ever release the body cam video. They did do that. We watched it. It seems similar in tone and tenor to what we did see from directed by Kel's Instagram or Facebook video. And it's just a really, just like a little slice of American life.
2 easy ways to follow Young Turks. One is hit the subscribe button.
That's about it, people. So don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Always leave a comment. Always click the notification bell. Before I go any further and before I get off camera here, all credit to Young Turk. They're the ones, if you want to see the video better, you can click on Young Turk video on YouTube channel. You can see TYT. Yeah. So like I said, to all my viewers and subscribers, blessings. Stay safe. If you're black, you ain't got no choice. You gotta keep the color. Just as if you're white, you ain't got no choice. You gotta keep the color. There's nothing you can do about it. That's the color you were born with. Ain't nothing else you can do about it. You're just gonna have to keep it. So, who don't like it, don't like it. That's just how life goes. But love live and laugh as much as you can. Alright? God is good, and without Him we're nothing, but with Him we're all things. To my viewers and subscribers, peace out.
Is the excessive response from law enforcement.
The street saw 3 black people packing luggage into their car. We joked about the misunderstanding and took photos and videos along the way. About 20 minutes into this misunderstanding, it escalated almost instantly. A little bit of what was posted on the Facebook of one of the people who was there. She said a neighbor